From the studios of Foxboro Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Welcome to Around Foxborough. My name is Julia Love. I'm your host. Today we are recording the special edition for town election coming up on May 2nd. So today we have our current selectman who is running for another term as a selectman, Mark Elfman. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Great. So Mark, could you tell who you are to our audience and what you do and why you want to do another term as a selectman?
Well, my name is Mark Elfman. I've been a resident of Foxborough for the last 32 years. I also own a business in Foxborough. I'm a chiropractor, and I've been practicing chiropractic in town for the last 32 years. And over the years, I've always given back. I've volunteered in various organizations throughout the community. And 6 years ago, I ran for the first time as a selectman, won that race, and been a selectman since. This will be my third term running for selectman. This year, both myself and the other gentleman running, we're running unopposed. So it's going to be kind of easy at the polls for us this weekend, or May 2nd. But yeah, that's sort of my quick story in a synopsis.
So going into another term, but prior to that, how has been your experience being a selectman for the past 6 years?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's really one of the ultimate ways to give back to the community. I think it's the purest part of government and being an elected official, in a town. One thing we don't have to worry about are political parties, which is very nice to not have to deal with that. But the learning curve was steep. Learning the whole process. It was one of those things, especially my first and second year as a selectman, is you really didn't even know what you didn't know. That first year was a huge learning curve, especially the budget process. But you learn as you go. You have a lot of great people you're working with, other selectmen, certainly Bill Keegan, our town manager, and Mike Johns, our assistant town manager, and back then, Mary Beth, who was the assistant town manager at the time, were great resources. Sorry about that. Didn't think to turn off the phone. They were great resources for me to go in and talk to about anything I had any questions on. And certainly the finance director also at the time. And it was a great learning experience, and then an experience that continued on through the rest of that first term when you get a good feel for the budget process and how that works, the town meetings, the special town meetings and how they work. And I just enjoyed giving back to the community.
Great. Well, thank you so much. So after serving as a selectman for the town of Foxborough for 6 years, why did you decide to run for another 3-year term?
In all honesty, Jerry, I probably in the beginning wasn't going to run for a third term. And when I started discussing that with friends, and the huge feedback was, why? You're doing a great job. The feedback I'm getting as a selectman, and the past 6 years I've been a selectman, people are saying, you're a good, steady voice on that board. You really should rethink about running again. And that wasn't just one or two people. It was dozens of people that had talked to me about running again, and certainly talked to my family, my boys. They're older, they're out of the house, but they said, Dad, if you enjoy it, why not? So I reevaluated it and decided that third term, why not? So that's why I decided to run. I pulled papers early, sent them back early, and that's sort of where we're at now.
That's wonderful. So coming up for 3 years next term, what is your hope for change policy making? Anything that you can mention to share with the people in town of Foxborough?
Well, certainly having come through, those 2 years of the COVID issue, I was, proud enough to be chairman of the board during the 2 years of COVID. It was very trying times for, the country, our community, the town of Foxborough. A lot of our funding sources, especially up at the stadium and Route 1, canceled a lot of their programs. But I think we did a wonderful job, as a board of all the board of selectmen, the town.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time today with us at around Foxborough Cable Access. My name is Julia Love. I'm your host. We have Paul Beck as our director and Michael Weber as our executive producer and director. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you next time.